to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Bramble, it's all yours.
Claim docket for June 25th through July 1st for $389,620.31.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 25th through July 1st, 2022 in the amount of $389,620.31. All in favor, by aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Then we have the claim docket for June 18th through 24th for $897,267.80 and payroll of $1,167,558.80, totaling $2,064,826.60.
Any questions from anybody?
Motion to approve claims for $2,064,826.60.
All in favor, by aye? Aye. Any opposed? Awesome.
And then we got minutes for your last meeting, June 21st.
Commissioner Morris made a motion. Brennan, did you second?
Sure.
All in favor, by aye? Aye. Any opposed? None. Hi, Larry. Good morning. I tried calling you because I didn't think you were here. I thought you were. You want to talk about approving the plans and specs for bridges 310A and B? I brought them up here because I didn't know what you were doing. So.
That's fine. It's just I've reviewed the plans, the specs, and everything. They're ready for your approval. This is Bridge 310A and B, which is Fruit Ridge Avenue over Lost Creek. We're doing a bridge rehab project to preserve the superstructure of that bridge. So we're just trying to get this taken care of. We had to load post that bridge a couple of years ago with the new federal regulations, so this will bring it all up to code, be able to remove those restrictions, and then it will also help improve that corridor to the city. It just resurfaced Fruit Ridge Avenue. So
When will it start, Larry?
probably it'll be late fall.
This year?
It'll be this year. So we'll go to bid, open bids. Right now, the tentative date's August 2nd. That's why I was going to work with Cheryl on getting those approved on when the advertising dates, when to open them before the meetings and everything. So
How long do you think it'll take?
it's probably at least a 3-month job. So we'll have some lane restrictions. We'll have to move traffic around and everything on the bridge. It is a wide.
Are they going to address any scouring issues or anything?
There are a few scouring issues that they will take care of. There are some issues around the abutments that they'll take care of. But other than that, there's not a whole lot, wrong with the substructure of the bridge. It's mostly the superstructure in the pavement itself.
Does it need to be set or have sediment removed?
Nope.
Some will, though.
Yeah.
We gonna put a kayak launch in there? Sorry, I just had to. Anybody else find that?
So you just need a motion for us to approve it?
Correct.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve. All in favor, by aye? Aye. Any opposed? Thanks, Larry. Then we're going to skip number 4, comment from commissioners or other elected officials. None? Mike, you got anything? Oh, Kevin's got something.
I do have something. I don't know if you're familiar with House Enrollment Act 1260. Among other things, one of the things that it stated was that a county has to have available on their website access to the property record card. Now, we do have Beacon, which is basically the same information, but it's not the actual CAMA property record card. The House bill says it has to be. So I did get in contact with Beacon. They said they can attach a PDF to the portal so that when you bring up your property, you can hit a button and it'll print off your property record card. Obviously, that's at a cost. It's gonna be roughly $1,400. I do have money in my budget, I can cover that, but I do know that since the commissioner have to sign all agreements, I don't have one in hand yet. I had talked with them last week. I was hoping to have it by Friday to get it to you, but they haven't got it back to me yet. So when I get that, then just to let you know, I'll be bringing that to you. We don't really have a choice. We do have to do it, but it is at a small cost.
Was that July 1st effective?
July 1st was the deadline. Obviously, we're not going to hit that. We're probably going to be looking at mid-August.
So, Josie, on yours, I say it wrong because it's spelled different. What says low tax or low tax? Aren't the property cards, aren't the cards on that? The tax cards on that?
Tax card, not
Okay.
the property record card, which Cheryl had talked with me and we were going to get together and talk. So I don't have an agreement with Beacon. They're just sending me a quote, and then we were going to discuss it.
So what kind of information is on the property record card?
The same thing that's on Beacon now. It shows the square footage, how it's broke down by price, number of bathrooms, rooms, things like that. Well, the sketch is even there too on Beacon. It's an actual,
Okay,
yes,
that's why I asked that question.
it's actually a legal form. And in the HEA, it actually lists each of the forms.
AGA means what?
House enrollment.
House Enrollment Act,
Oh, you said
1260, which is
AGA.
HEA.
HEA, okay.
And it actually lists the forms. Now, most counties' property record cards don't match that form identical, but it's our true CAMA property record card. That's
So-
what has to be available.
It's basically taking the exact same information, putting it in a PDF form for $1,400 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our card will look different than yours, but
Yours is quite different, and yes, doesn't have some of the breakdown, but it's still, it's got more information on it.
it's, but if you went on to Beacon and you scroll down through it,
Sure.
all that information is what's on our property record card.
So how would a person know to get this? Would it be one of the icons up top, like next to the print or the
I'm
mail, or
assuming
do you know?
however- if it's on Beacon, it'll be a button at the top. Like
It'll-
right
it'll
now,
be a
you can
separate
do
button.
tax estimator, search, things like that. It'll be another button.
It'll be in that section.
I'm not sure how it would be with Lao. So one of the two ways we're gonna have to do it, and if that's cheaper, by all means, or matter of fact, since a lot of, they do the tax bills off there, maybe it would make more sense to have it there. Which Cheryl had already approached me with that.
Okay.
So just a heads up, really.
So a heads up until the contract comes. But if we meet again in 2 weeks, does that work out for you time-wise? Thank you.
Any comments from the commissioners? Nothing?
Just
Mike?
for information, we got our other $10 million last week from ARP. So I got about $20.3 million just burned a hole in my pocket.
They'll spend it all in one place.
Your pocket, everybody else's.
We need to find somewhere to spend it.
We're working on that. Josie, you have anything? No?
We are generating a pretty good interest rate right now. I think the The last quote that I had on our checking account was 1/4%. Now we're earning 1.65
Good job.
because we are tied to the Fed funds rate. I think in July, they're gonna have another rate hike. So we could be earning close to 2% on the checking account. So, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josie.
Any comment from the public? Seeing none. How about an update from the Pathways Day Center?
Phil, did you want to do that?
I can't, I don't want to speak on behalf of Pathways, but
You're going to.
Phil Kessler with the Department of Redevelopment. I know Brendan and Mike were at the ribbon cutting. Chris, I didn't, if you were there, I didn't see and get a chance to say hi, but, so the facility's open. They're able to start taking clients in. We've been working about 2 years to obtain that building for Reach Services. I know the commissioners deeded an adjacent lot to them that's to be used for a parking lot, a future parking lot. We bid the project originally utilizing CARES funds, so it came in a lot higher. There was about $140,000 to $150,000 that had to be cut out of the project to get it back within the cash available. So there's still a parking lot that needs to be done, the handicap ramp in the front, several other small items that we had to cut, out of the contract. But I think the building looks great. It's able to provide a service that's been needed for a long time in the community. The parking lot will mainly serve the service providers that come in to provide clients with access to different types of care. And I know Susie had sent a letter to the commissioners asking for assistance. They've done some fundraising, but trying to get that done during this construction season, I know it's going to be a challenge. But I'd be glad to answer any questions or talk about what's taken place to get it to this point.
Phil, the mayor talked to him briefly the other day at the opening, and he said this gives him his police venue to drop people off type of thing. This is a day center.
Right, it'll be open. It's
Can
not,
you explain what you do there? I mean, I don't know that everybody or the public
it's not
knows
open
exactly
24
what.
hours a day. It'll be open from, I believe it's 8 to 5. They can do laundry, take showers. They'll have mailboxes available that they can use as a permanent mailing address. There's 25 agencies that will staff, come in on a rotating basis to provide client intake information. Reach Services will have people there to provide intake to assess their housing needs and try to get them into the system. The merchants downtown, I think, had bought some bus passes, but it's a place they could send homeless people during the daytime to get in and get cleaned up, access to supportive services to find out what their housing barriers are. And then during the extreme heat and cold, it'll be a emergency heating and cooling center. So they can move some of the office furniture and place cots in there to house them during the day or night, depending on the situation.
Okay. So this has been a 2-year project
Yes,
to get to this point, to have a center where, and it's just recently opened.
yes, it was at a ribbon cutting on Sunday. Friday, I'm not sure that they were officially open because they're still trying to determine the staffing. The real challenge with this type of project is how are they going to keep it funded to provide staff for their Reach Services on Hallman Street and then the people that work there. But they provide the vouchers for the homeless, rapid rehousing, the homeless vouchers for hotel rooms, or trying to get them into rent assistance, utility assistance. So there's a lot of things that they have contacts, to find out what their housing barriers are.
Okay.
And not just the police department, but emergency room. Brandon, you can speak to this as well as anybody. At the Homeless Coalition, there's been discussion about having a single point of entry for the homeless people so that they can go to one place, be assessed to determine what is it that's caused them to be homeless. Some have major barriers, other ones have minor ones. how can they get them off the street? And how can they get them into programs and get them in touch with the right agencies? So the city's got a little over about 430 committed to that project. I think it's about a $700,000 project total. The parking lot's the biggest ticket item.
Phil, if we, oh, I'm sorry, Mike, you had something else? No, go ahead. If we provide the gravel and do the dirt work, like if we have our county highway guys do that, is that something that would make a difference, or does it have to be contracted out?
It doesn't have to be contracted out, it just, there've been some preliminary design work done by Sanders and Associates, but they did not do the hydraulic work to do soil testing, borings to determine. There was a house on that site,
Yeah.
and there's a small depression, so there's organic material. But, there's been other volunteer, donations by companies that, things that we had to cut out that came in and did it at virtually no cost. But there could be a way to do that. There's some trees that have to be removed in a retaining wall that impact both the parking lot and replacement of the retaining wall. So heavy equipment needs to be in there. But yes, that's what we could work on, a combination of different types of work, but.
Larry, are you okay with that? Maybe we'll drive by there and just walk around, have a look-see.
I mean, I'd be glad to meet out
We
there.
can look at it and see.
We've met with 2 or 3 contractors, that you've got some existing grade problems, but anyway.
What, in the city, does it have to be a hard surface? It does,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yes.
It has to be a hard surface lot?
And we looked at the asphalt option, but it's such a small parking lot that trying to get a paver in there, you're gonna have to do the base work for them to get a piece of equipment there 2 different days. The cost is gonna be cheaper to do concrete.
So that lot was ours at one time, wasn't it? Because we transferred 2 lots over for the
Well,
project?
The
Or did it come
nonprofit,
through you?
the nonprofit thought that they owned it. The parishioner
Yeah.
deeded it, but they never recorded the deed, so it went through a tax sale. And the commissioners deeded it to Reach Services.
That's what it was, yeah.
So it's part of the enclosed fence area.
So the 450,000 plus or minus came from your department, but can you share with the group about where that money came from? Because we say it's the city of Terre Haute, whereas the city of Terre Haute orchestrated it, but it's my understanding it's more of a pass-through.
Redevelopment's administering the CARES
Okay.
money, so this was one of the.
Part of that.
Part of the CARES Act. So we did procurement procedures for that original contract, which was, I don't have the figure, I have it here close by, but let's say it was about $640,000. It was already publicly bid, and there are components, depending on what funding source, if there's any assistance, we might be able to add things back into the contract.
And that money's gone now, so what you guys were able to provide through the city of Terre Haute from the CARES Act, that's done?
Yes, they have the retainage, we're holding the retainage, but we've committed all the funds that we have.
Okay. Jimmy, do you know if we still have money laying around for housing? CARES Act money that can go towards housing? We're done too. We're completely done. When we
CARES Act.
transferred it over to that one fund, but there's still money there.
Yeah, we have cash available.
Okay. Yeah, and your efforts have been tremendous on getting this done, so.
It took a lot just to
Thank
get
you.
the property deed over there. We looked at building a
Was a
new building,
mess.
but that 10-bedroom nursing home provided the framework. And granted, when you looked at it the first time, it wasn't very pretty, and it looked like it was hopeless, but, once you cleaned it up, and it makes great private office space, so people that want client services don't have to be out in an open room talking about their personal issues.
Right.
And then I just came here more to give you an update on where the project is. So they're able to open, but the front handicap access is another big item that has to be put in because it doesn't meet ADA compliance.
But getting a day center open has been a goal of many people in this community that serve the homeless for 4 or 5 years, and you know, with our homeless coalition, we have 14 agencies in there, and this is a way for, I mean, Reach took the lead. But this is a great facility where all the agencies can have a presence to meet with people to help them getting them on their path out of homelessness. So it's an unfortunate need, but it is great that a lot of people were able to come together to make this work. And I know you guys were a huge part of it, so thank you.
Any other questions for Phil?
No.
Thank you.
All right, Phil, thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Any other comments from the public? Last call. All right, we'll see you guys July 19th.